Welcome of the 30 Day Lives Challenge. Listen, I'm excited about today because I get to talk about something that's very near and dear to my heart. If you've been joining me over the last few days, go ahead and share this, comment, get active in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching this on the replay, let me know that you're watching it on replay. I'm out here walking, trying to trying to get this fat off my back. Um, Thank you guys for tuning in this early morning. Today's topic, we're going to talk about why you suck as a father. And here's the reason why. Okay. Uh, man. So I'm sorry, y'all. I just lost the train of thought. I just saw something crazy. But anyways, yeah. So for the last 8 days, I've been doing this 30-day live challenge. I've been talking to, my divorced fathers, my divorced people out there. Talk to people and people been tuning in. Today is another day, and I can't wait to dive into this topic. So, if you're a father, you went through divorce, and you're experiencing, I think I'm walking the wrong way. I am walking the wrong way. I'm tripping. If you're a father, if you're a single father, if you're a divorced father, this video is for you. If you know a single father, if you know a father that's went through a divorce, tag them to this video. They need to watch this video. This video is for them. This live is going to help them, it's going to free them, and as well as give them some insight to parenting and fatherhood. Listen, for those of you who don't know, not only do I get on YouTube and Facebook Live and make videos, but I'm also an author. And I have a book out right now on Amazon that you can get called The Dad Factor. It's a 30-day devotional for dads out there that want to strengthen their relationship with the kids. And it's good. So go ahead and get that. But this video is for dads out there. All right. Not just divorced dads, even though that's my target audience. This is for all dads. But the focus is divorced dads right now. Okay. So let me give y'all a little backstory on when I sucked as a dad and what I had to realize I was doing wrong and change. We talk about all the time how divorce is a very traumatic event in life. And when kids involved, it makes it that much more traumatic. Because not only do you have to balance and manage your own emotions, you have the emotions of others in your hands. And if you don't steward that well, you could do a lot of damage. Okay? So, bam, I got a divorce. You know, not only did I get a divorce, I was stripped from seeing my kids. I only got to see my kids every other weekend. So that's like 4 times out of the month I got my kids. So I'm going through that situation, and my kids go from seeing their dad every day to seeing their dad every other weekend. It was just a very traumatic situation for myself as well as my kids. So I took them to therapy, you know, as one should. Listen, if you're going through a divorce and you have young kids, even if you got older kids, make sure you take your kids to therapy because they need it just as much as you. We forget all the time that our kids aren't just kids, they're little humans. And they have the same emotional experiences that we have. So we got to make sure that we nurture that well. But, anyways, so in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, what do I need to do to be the best father in this position, right? The best father in this situation. What do I need to do? And I didn't have any reference. I didn't have a framework. I had nothing to go off of but my idea of how can I be a good father. And one of those things was just like, okay, I just got to make the most of it. And my idea of making the most of it was the dumbest idea in the world. So I want to share some of the things that I did with y'all so y'all don't do them things and think that you're being a great father when in reality you might be doing more damage than good. And it's all well meaning. You ain't out here purposely trying to suck as a dad. It just happens, right? Because we think this is what we should be doing. And the reality is, that's not what we need to be doing. So let me jump into this. All right, you know what? Before I get started, let me pray because I'll be forgetting to pray before I get started in these lives. I want to make sure I pray because I want to invite God in this situation because I may say some things that you may not like, and I don't want you to just cut me off. I want you to be open, and I want God to kind of open your heart to listen. And like I always say, if I say something you like, let me know in the comments. If I say something that pissed you off, let me know in the comments. We could talk about it. I'm not afraid of disagreement. But this is just some things that I've done from my experience to help other people. So God, I pray right now that as I release this message to the people that's watching this, the people that's going to view this, God, I pray that it touch their hearts. I pray that it opens their minds. I pray that it gives them insight on how to be a better parent. God, even if my advice isn't advice that they take, allow this advice that I give to open up their minds to think about ways that they can be better at being a father. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. So here we go. All right. So the first reason why you suck as a father is because you keep putting the kids first. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ain't that what we supposed to do as a parent? Our kids come before everything. How dare you say I need to stop putting my kids first? Listen, I'm about to tell you why. See, we think that putting our kids first is like this honorable thing as a parent. Oh man, my kids come before everything. I'm gonna sacrifice everything for my kids. That's great in moderation. But the reality is this: if you keep putting your kids first and put yourself on the back burner, eventually you're gonna burn out. And then you'll be no good for nobody. So, what you need to do, instead of putting your kids first, is putting yourself first. Now, what I mean by putting yourself first, I don't mean like if if it was only one sandwich in the refrigerator and your kids ain't ate, you ain't ate. That means tell your kids, hey, I got to take care of myself. Y'all ain't no. What I'm saying is you have to take care of yourself. Because if you don't take care of yourself, like I said, you will be no good for nobody. So emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, you have to put yourself so that you can pour into your children. Okay? You can't pour from an empty cup. You put your kids first and you just on the inside, you're not doing good. What you're pouring into your kids isn't going to be healthy. So you have to put yourself first. How do you put yourself first? Go to the gym, work out. You can't make time to go to the gym, do some push-ups at your house. You know? How do you put yourself first? Go get a therapist. Talk to somebody, get some counseling. How do you put yourself first? Take care of yourself. Go out. Go out in nature. Go for a walk. Go for a stroll. Meet some new people. Get more social. How do you put yourself first? These are the ways that you put yourself first so that you can become healthy, so that now you can pour into your kids from a healthy place. Okay? We don't need you burning out. Your kids need you. So stop putting your kids before you. Take care of you, and then take care of your children. When you're on the airplane, they do the little thing right on the airplane where they say, "Hey, if the air thing ever come out, the oxygen tanks ever come out, make sure you got yourself good before you try to help anybody else out." Because the logic behind that is, if I'm sitting up here trying to help you, I may pass out before I get to you. So I need to make sure that I'm good so I can help you. So if you're not good, you can't help nobody. So stop putting your kids before you. Put yourself first. Take care of yourself. Get healthy. All right. All right. Cool. The next reason why you suck as a dad, I hate saying that, but I don't. The next reason why you suck as a dad is because you overcompensating. Stop overcompensating. What do I mean by overcompensating? You got a divorce. You got your kids. Maybe you don't see your kids as much. Maybe you don't have custody of kids. Maybe you only have visitation. Maybe your time is now limited compared to what you used to have. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that every time your kids come over, every time you get your kids, they have the best time in the world. So what do? You start overcompensating. You start doing the most. And the reality is this, you're not going to be able to keep up with that. Okay? Whether it's you're not going to be able to keep up with it financially, or you're not going to be able to keep up with your kids' desire to want to have those things that you're not presenting to them, right? So stop overcompensating. When you get a divorce, keep everything the same. If you were a father, if they had a bedtime at 8:30 when you was married, when you divorced, and they come over your house, keep that bedtime at 8:30. If they couldn't eat cookies and ice cream and stuff when you was married, now that you divorced, make sure they still ain't eating cookies and ice cream all the time. Listen, we got to get out of this mindset of I got to make sure my kids having fun, or I want my kids to like me more than they like their mom, or I want my kids to like this place more than they like their moms or being at their moms. No, it's not about that. It's about providing a stable home for your children. And the key to stability is consistency. You have to be consistent as a parent. So don't change up and try to overcompensate because you want your kids to want to be at your house more, or you want to be the fun parent. Be the parent you've always been with some tweaks. Make adjustments to things that you do wrong or the things you got wrong, fix those things. But at your core, be the same parent. If you're the disciplinarian, be the disciplinarian. Be who you are. Don't change up and try to overcompensate for your kids. Like I said, eventually you're going to burn yourself out. And eventually you setting your kids up for failure because now you're giving them this taste of, oh man, this is this. We get this all the time. We get this all the time. And when you can't keep up with it, now they're going to look at you like, I don't want to come over here no more. We don't do this. We don't do that. So stop overcompensating and just be a dad. Be there for your kids. You know, keep things consistent. Don't you go out just buying a bunch of stuff to impress your kids. The kids just like at the core, kids just want to be around their parents. Just be there. Be present. Chill with them, talk to them. You ain't gotta, oh man, we gonna go to this big old resort and we gonna do this. And yeah, have those moments, create those memories, but don't create them out of the don't create them because you want to impress your kids or you want to show them how much better of a parent you are than their mom. Just be a parent. All right. So stop doing that. Lastly, the reason why you suck as a father is because you need to stop being strong. What? What? Stop being strong? What do you mean by that, Tommy? This is what I mean by that. It's okay to be weak, especially in moments that require you to be weak. It's okay to show emotion. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to be angry. What's not okay is you hiding these emotions for the sake of, man, I don't want my kids to see me this. Now, this, some people disagree with me, but this is just my logic behind it. If we're not transparent and vulnerable with our kids, what messaging are we sending them as they get older? Are we truly preparing them for the real world? Now, I ain't saying share all your business with your kids, tell them everything, but your kids should understand that, hey, sometimes life sucks, but you as a person have to go through that to become a better person. You're going to experience some things that you may feel like ain't right or unjust or that just, it makes you feel some type of way. But you're not alone. It's not unique to you. It's not just happening. Everybody experiences something. Okay. And what better way to show your kids this and prepare them for adulthood than being transparent, being vulnerable with them? Okay? This is my logic behind it. I don't want my kids growing up, they become adults, they go through divorce, or I don't want them to go through divorce, but they go through a relationship issue. They may have a hard time, and then they feel like, what is this? I've never felt this before. Why is this happening to me? I would rather them go through those moments and say, hi, I've seen this before. This happened to my dad before. This is what my dad did to get out of this situation. This I saw my dad go through this and he came out on top. This gives them hope. This gives them a hope that, like, yo, yeah, this part of life sucked, but I can make it through it. My dad made it through it. That's true strength. The reality is, it's in our weakness that we really find strength. So we have to be weak, vulnerable with our children. Don't put on a facade. If there's a moment where something just hits you, you got to cry, man, cry. Let your kids see you cry. And when you cry, explain to your kids, hey, listen, you know, having a hard time right now, but I'm going to make it through. Allow them to see the progress of you making it through. Allow them to see dad was here, now he's here. So that they can be inspired and motivated. So that when they experience life issues, they have a reference point. They have a framework. They have something that they can point to say, hey, listen, this has happened before. It's not just me. It's not just happening to me. I've seen somebody go through this and come out on top. I have the same DNA as that person. I have the same makeup as that person. So I can experience these things and I can come out on top and I can be strong. There's nothing like having a reference point to how to process and go through certain situations. So you suck as a father because you're trying to be strong. Be vulnerable. Listen, I just want to encourage all the fathers out there that's watching this. Listen, man, you're not a bad dad. You're not a horrible person. You may have made some mistakes. You may have done some dumb things. You may have been in your feelings. Listen, just to piggyback back to when I was talking about being weak. If you've ever been in your feelings, make sure you identify that to your kids. Let your kids say, hey, listen, when I made that decision, when I said that, I was in my feelings. I didn't have control of my emotions. That was wrong. Identify this to your kids so they can identify when they get older. Hey, man, I was in my feelings. That's emotions talking. That's not logic. That's not reason. That's my emotions. I can't listen to that. I can't be led by my emotions. Teach your kids early. We have so many adults that aren't emotionally intelligent. They still have the emotional intelligence of a 5-year-old. Why? Because nobody ever took the time to teach them how to process their emotions. And this is why it's important you be vulnerable so your kids can see that. But fellas, if you out there and maybe you struggling with fatherhood, maybe you feel like you're not enough, maybe you feel like you're doing a poor job, maybe you have done a poor job. Maybe you feel like, you know what, there's no way that I can redeem myself. Listen, I'm here to tell you, you can. You can. It's okay that you suck right now. Get better. Make better choices. Make steps in the right direction. Surround yourself with some other men. Get around some other fathers. Learn from them. Learn from this. All right? Listen, man. I just want everybody out there that's watching this, that will see this. I want them to take a deep look within themselves and realize the areas that they need to change and start making changes. Now, this ain't going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. It's a progress. It's a process. It's a day-to-day thing. Don't lose hope. Don't get weary. keep moving forward. Listen, I love y'all. I'm on my walk. Hopefully that this YouTube live, this Facebook live has blessed y'all. Go ahead, if you're a father, go ahead over to Amazon. I believe the link is in the description. Go ahead over to Amazon, grab my book, The Dad Factor, and let's be better fathers. All right, you sucked before this video. You're not gonna suck no more. Here come a